Ted Kaczynski, a brilliant mathematician, had been living a hermit's life in a 10 by 12-foot cabin in the Montana woods.
Uncle Ted talks in my ear.
Anti-technology manifesto.
Uncle Ted talks without fear.
A hooded sweatshirt, sunglasses.
Critiquing the direction this whole society is heading. Uncle Ted talks these ideas worth spreading. We're touching grass and greener pastures, leaving behind the technology disaster. Uncle Ted talks in my ear. Uncle Ted talks crystal clear. Uncle Ted talks.
When it was published in 1995, a man stepped forward to identify his brother as the Unibrow.
And here we are on a Tuesday once again. Hey, Teds. Hey, Balderson. Fix your name.
Oh, fuck.
Right?
This Tuesday wasn't guaranteed in the Constitution.
The Tuesday wasn't guaranteed according to the president about 12 hours ago.
Oh. I always said.
Yeah, wasn't he nuking Iran today?
Ending civilization. It was the threat. I think maybe at some point one of the lawyers in his life was like, you're probably gonna have to ask for a mulligan on that one, sir.
Does the White House have a microwave large enough to fit the entire Iran inside of it?
Like on Gremlins?
To nuke it.
Like when they chucked that gremlin in that microwave and it exploded like that?
Far be it from me to sound like a skeptic, Ted, Alan, but I do not believe that those particular nukes are real.
Okay.
Yeah. The giant gremlin-sized one.
Yeah,
I don't think an Iran-sized microwave exists.
Or the videos
What about
of Iranians.
What does CERN use to heat up their lunch?
Centrifugal force.
So tonight
they have a Tesseract cube. They just throw it down on the desk. Hold up a freaking, little ciabatta bread sandwich on top of it.
Are the videos of Iranian citizens holding hands across the bridges and power plants, are those real?
I don't know.
So before we get further into it, though, welcome back, Etta Volk. Tonight, she is here for her official TEDning.
There we go.
I'm in the garb and everything. Yep. Thanks for having me back. It's a pleasure.
Tell everybody, remind everybody where you are, where they can go find you.
Well, I am every Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central Time from 8 to 10. I'm on republicbroadcastingnetwork.org. So it's like that's basically like an internet radio show that I do weekly. And when I do that, I multi-stream out to Rumble. I was doing both Rumble and X, but it's eaten too much bandwidth. So I figure I'm just going to do the Rumble multi-stream on there. So if you're more of a visual person, you catch me every Saturday night multi-streaming there. And then I have a regular X account, Critical, and then RVW. And I make posts and stuff on there pretty much. That's where I get my news, or most of it anyway. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Nice.
Thanks.
So are we changing her name to Tetta?
Yes.
We could do that.
Okay. So you're Tetta. What do we have for a last name?
You could put Etta Volk.
Etta Volkov.
Volkoffs. Okay. Yeah, it would be Volkoffs, right? Yeah. Okay. So,
Volkinski.
yeah. So all right, we're
1980s wrestling style.
Volkinski. Yeah, I like Etta Volkinski.
all right.
That's nice, Volkinski.
Thanks, Ted Allen, for the idea.
So,
That's a good one.
That's your official Ted name.
There it is.
And under ordinary circumstances, we would have you take off the sunglasses and pull back the hood because the putting on the hood and the glasses is part of the Tedening. We'll skip that to secure your anonymity. All right, but
normally Etta is not on screen with her face, and she's being kind to us tonight for her official Tedening. She likes to provoke people that wear little hats and
what I would like for you to do, Etta, is to very sincerely look into the camera as if you are aware that you're about to receive a Tedening, and we'll all just pretend that it's happening, and then we'll say yeah. Etta Fulkin. Here you go. There we go.
Well, thank you. I'm honored.
Rise Etta Volkinski. Nice.
There we go.
It's been a minute since we gave a Tedening.
By the power of admin, I can officially change your screen name too. Yay.
Etta Volkinski. I like that. Very nice.
Oh God, you would have died laughing fucking the other night. Fucking Ted Steves. Admiral Gibbs was on Sarah Tomato panel, and because I have access to her StreamYard, I can change names. And he came in and he called himself the Toxic King, or Toxicity King. And I changed it to Taco King without saying anything.
Man, on a lot of construction sites and shit like that, I heard the phrase thrown around quite a bit. Helpless is a rich man's son. And every time I see Mario Fat Taglia on the screen there, I'm like, yeah. I have another name that kind of sounds like Fat Taglia, but we're on YouTube. So I'm going to alter the consonant as a favor to you, Ted Bennington, as a favor to you.
Yes. Oh, gotta love it. Especially when you don't say anything about it, because then it's like
Batali, Fat Tally. That's it.
Yeah.
Glad I worked that out here.
It was the best not saying anything, because then the fucker just at some random time looked down like, what the fuck?
Is that a reference to the acronym Trump always chickens out?
Nice. Well done.
That would make an admiral angry, the commander in chief.
I mean, there's that. There's, I think a lot of that is,
Luke!
market manipulation.
Yeah, they're actually betting on market.
Yeah. And there's, White House insiders, Trump family members that it's speculated have made a killing in predictive markets over stuff like this, to say nothing of, making shorts in the traditional Wall Street market while this is occurring. It's all a big freaking casino for these clowns. And a lot of people seem to not it hasn't sunk in yet that Gaza Board of Peace, the Mideast Technate that Trump co-started a few months back, Trump is president for life of that when he leaves office. He took $11.25 billion so far of U.S. taxpayer money, along with $1 billion per seat buy-in for the Gaza Board of Peace member board, and threw it in a bank in Qatar. Has nothing to do with the U.S.
It has no oversight at this point. Now that it's over there, we have no way to account for any of it.
$25 billion in totally freaking unaccountable funds with a private army once he leaves the White House.
And they're going to replace the UN, or that's what they want to do.
Right.
Which, none of us are real fans of the UN. Like that's not like losing the UN's not a big deal. But the replacing it with something much worse, that is the part that's the problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's fucking hilarious.
Nobody's saying keep the UN, but at the same time, nobody's saying replace the UN and replace it with all of the humanity-hating broligarchs and Jared Kushner and the Chabad. Like it's not a square deal there.
No.
Not losing anything, you're getting something worse.
Yeah, they're upgrading.
We're downgrading, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So with that said, let's go ahead and start our fun of you want to pull up those AI stories of AI choosing who can be arrested and whether they've done something or not. Maybe start out with the grandma from fucking that got busted in North Dakota.
Okay, I was gonna start with the
Dorito.
I was, but it's all right. We could start with the grandmother. That's fine. The Dorito story is just crazy,
dude.
I mean, all of it is
wild. I thought we'd build up. I also thought the Dorito one was the wildest, so I thought we'd save that one.
Back from receiving some wood, Ted Jimsworthy.
It's firewood, Ted.
Ted. You didn't say that.
That's what you say now.
You thought I said I'm gonna receive some firewood?
Oh, you're the only Ted I see.
Well, it's good wood.
It's good wood.
It's always good wood, isn't it?
Yeah. It's good and hard wood.
Like pizza, right?
Keep me warm all summer long on the fire pit.
Heck yeah. So police used facial rec to arrest a Tennessee woman for crimes that were committed in a state that she says she's never been to.
I like how the dishonesty and the reporting, because it says that she says they figured out she hasn't ever been there, and she's been
say your name, Ted.
You fucking should be honest about it. The woman's never been there. Don't pretend like we still don't know.
Angela Lips with 2 P's.
You never trust somebody named Lips.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't lie without lips. It's that's just science right there. It's some hard-nosed detectiving.
That's true.
Nothing gets by me. Police in Fargo, North Dakota have acknowledged a few errors in the case and pledged changes in their operations, but stopped short of issuing a direct apology.
Ted, was this written by a Cohen brother?
There were some mistakes.
Zoe Sawtile.
Oh, that's an AI name if I ever heard one.
Right? It looks like Brendan Fraser in a wig.
Not a Cohen sister.
Angela
lost some
Lips,
weight?
maybe. Let's hope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hashtag not my Brendan.
Really working for that Oscar. Because if you're a white dude now and you want an Oscar, you either have to be a fat guy or a trans. You're not gonna get an Oscar any other way. So he went with fat guy. Although, one more look at Zoe Sottle here. It kind of looks like Brendan Fraser in a way.
Oh yeah.
She looks like she gives a pretty good Karen haircut in the salon.
So this woman, 50 years old, arrested in Tennessee on July 14th, according to a statement from the Fargo Police Department and a verified GoFundMe for Lips. Unbeknownst to Lips, a warrant had been issued for her arrest weeks earlier in Fargo, over 1,000 miles away from her Tennessee home. Months before, several instances of bank fraud had occurred in and around Fargo. In their search for the suspect, investigators used our partner agency's facial recognition technology, as well as additional investigative steps independent of AI to assist in identification. And in every case you fucked up, well, it sounds like that's a problem with your, partner and your detectives. So they use Clearview AI, which we've talked about on various shows over the years for a very long time. Database of billions of photos scraped from the internet, including social media. Clearview identified a potential suspect with similar features to Angela Lips.
So stop on that part for a second. Look at the wording of that, how they get this. They scrape photos from the internet. There's not verified photos that are loaded up into a database with fingerprints and shit like that. They're like, no, we scraped some shit off the social medias.
Yeah, it could be this person. Well, the AI says there's an 84% chance that it's that person, and that's more reliable than eyewitness identification. So it's enough, according to them, probable cause for at least a warrant, if not an arrest.
A warrant, 4 states, or more than 4.
Etta?
Half a country away.
Right. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the videos coming out recently of them, Israel using AI to identify like high risk people who they think are, anti-Israel or Hamas or whatever, and the AI controls the drones that go out and actually kill these people using facial recognition. Okay, and there's also what they call drone swarms, where they release all these drones. They fly on their own, directed by AI, and they're to kill people. And if
so
good.
Couple of different things going on in and all around this.
Sounds good.
The IOF has been using a couple of different Palantir made tools that Alex Karp has bragged about at a number of different events, and those will send like assassination drones or assist in missile strikes and stuff like that. Robert Kraft, the former New England Patriots owner, started that blue square thing. Do you remember seeing that around the yeah. So that's the identifying people who criticize Israel and getting them hunted down and fired or potentially arrested and stuff like that. And that's also being employed with not necessarily Palantir technology, but Unit 8200 contingent security startup, Israeli, funded
APAC and ADL, and I mean, this is illegal. They're coercing people, threatening them, like directly threatening them. I have a 15-minute video. I'll send it after the show of all of these Jewish organizations threatening that's actually against the law, but they get away with it. We're going to hunt you down for the rest of your life and ruin your life. You'll never be employed again. They say this like straight out. And I'm like, and nobody's batting an eye. Nobody's saying a word. This is a direct violation of our constitutional rights. And where's the ACLU? I mean, of course, I know, yes, they're small hat owned as well, but this is insane. But people, there's no outcry.
I have a friend of mine that I do a show with every Wednesday, who for a long time had been a part of the ACLU and walked during COVID. I lost the sound on that. This is the Robert Kraft Blue Square thing, and he walked during COVID for because he was like, you guys can't recognize what this is. Like if you're not, you're the American Civil Liberties Union, and everybody's civil liberties are getting trampled on right now, and you're just gonna be like, nah, dude, mask up, go fuck yourself, I'm out. So he bailed. But yeah, they're a very problematic organization in and of itself. Right. Let's see. It's a far cry from the actually defending speech and sticking up for people of the 70s and 80s, even a little bit into the 90s during the all the music censorship era and shit like that, and then they just sort of limited
hangout. That's what we're saying, Ben, that they aren't actually doing what they should be doing, that they have a very agenda driven shit.
Absolutely. Yep. I'll be right back. Hang on.
For sure.
Inside the Patriot Stadium, a command center of stats tracking hate speech online.
Gillette Stadium in Massachusetts has an elite squad of computer dorks monitoring hate speech online.
And you got to love that, of course, the people doing the monitoring, similar to the way TikTok has just gotten bought out by these folks. You'll notice
the best a man can get.
You'll notice this awesome little Star of David and a recognizable flag. And guess who's making sure you get certain information and don't get certain information? And they really want to make sure that they control all of it across the board. That's why TikTok is such a real problem for them.
Right. Well, now it's not, because Larry Ellison's son owns it. Larry Ellison owns it. His son owns a bunch more media outlets, looking to merge all of them under one umbrella of complete and total speech control.
Where it's coming from, the time of day, and how it's trending, especially among younger people.
We saw that not only is hate and anti-Semitism growing across the country, it's disproportionately growing on college campuses and in high schools.
Did they have to go with a profile shot of that guy?
I believe so.
I mean, that's necessary.
I mean, for, comedy's sake. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For identification's sake, I suppose.
Here's a number for a rhinoplasty guy and an attorney.
Yeah, just in case you had any questions about what flag he probably keeps in his background also, they made sure to give you the side profile view.
That's just, it is leaning into it a little bit, ain't it? I don't know if it's fair.
Does that say Holocaust up there?
Oh, that's one of the biggest things that they're watching for, because Holocaust denial has skyrocketed in the last 10 years.
It's warming my heart, I'll tell you what.
100%.
Especially the younger generation, 20, 30 some year olds, they're calling it out. They see right through the bullshit. So I'm very happy to see that.
Well, it's just the Holocaust of doing business these days.
It is.
Right.
But at what cost? Oh, he already said.
My 6 gorgillion, that's what it is.
Accountants. Budget numbers.
Right.
Anyway, let's see. I think we've talked over this enough. We can go back to it a little bit.
Which is part of the reason Kraft says he partnered with the United Negro College Fund and the Jewish organization Hillel International to host unity dinners throughout the country.
So let's get to it.
Baruch College students Aiden Herzlinger and Akish L. are among the more than 450 students who've attended at least one of the dinners.
Some Mark's school, Mark's with an E.
Making sure that they spread the fucking 1984 fucking information and get some other kids on it. Like, listen, you guys are not white either. And all of us are against white people. And white people hate you. So we should all get together and go after them.
Yeah, you got to get your token Negroes on board.
Yeah.
Now, the only way that you can be equal is if you start segregating the campus.
Yes. You remember when they did that in fucking Portland? They made the segregated area like, yay, we're so progressive. We brought back segregation.
Did they do that?
Yeah. They've done that in a number of different college campuses too, where they will have POC only spaces so that people and there number of different spots are opting for like self-segregated dorms.
Right. No whites allowed.
Well, you can try, but you'll just be made so uncomfortable that you'll eventually request a transfer. But yeah, that's been a thing since, I don't know, about 5 years now. They may be doing less and less of it and just waiting for Gavin Newsom to become emperor, of District 5 or whatever it is in 2028. But yeah, I think I have to take the dog out. But let's run this for a minute. And yeah, I think it might be waning, the segregated spaces, just like the trans thing or the they theming is like waning right now, but they'll bring it back for Newsom.
No, they're all going to Canada.
What do you talk about at these dinners?
The dinners are about finding commonalities between the Black community and the Jewish community. So we really talk about anything and everything. It's not just about politics and opinions. It's about treating each other as humans.
We mainly talked about our families, why we have communities, and how our communities are similar more than different.
Why Jewish students with Black students?
Because historically we had that connection.
My victimhood.
You want to plumb the depths of that there, Ari? I'm going to bet you don't. I'm going to bet you don't want to plumb the depths of how far back that connection goes. Just guessing. I gotta run the dog out, so I'm gonna
listen, Steve. Just because Jews made up an extraordinarily small percentage of the American population during the chattel slave period and somehow at the same time owned a disproportionate amount of slaves comparative, I don't know what you're talking about even.
Right. And all the slave boats were owned by the Jews, and
they got a long history. He didn't say what kind of history.
They got a long history. I'll be back in a few.
My victimhood.
They've been slaving since before there was an America. Wasn't always black slaves.
Are we not honoring Bernard Manus Baruch, the statesman financier, who had a college named after him posthumously?
Yeah, was it a black college?
The college
that would be ironic.
Yeah, that was the Marx with an E college we just saw here.
Oh, Baruch.
He was a prominent American financier, statesman, and political consultant who served as advisor to 6 presidents, from Woodrow Wilson to Lyndon B. Johnson.
Yes,
born in
US
Camden, South Carolina, to a Jewish immigrant family, he amassed a fortune on Wall Street. Now, the very first name on that list, Lyndon B. Johnson, should definitely, Woodrow Wilson should definitely give people some thought, because what was Woodrow Wilson known for? Oh, he brought the Fed back. He helped make it so America no longer coined its own money, and a small group of bankers now owned the ability to coin America's money, which we paid them back, and anything they give us, we owe them interest on.
Are you talking war bonds?
What really makes me sick? Like people like Woodrow Wilson and Churchill and all that. They commit all these crimes against humanity. Then before they know they're gonna die because they don't have any souls, they're hoping that they'll be able to cross over into heaven on some level by saying, "Oh, yeah, the Jews, it was such a huge mistake, that they're in power." Well, a-hole, you're the one who helped them get to that point. You know what I mean?
And maybe coming clean when you could do something about it, not when you're an old powerless fuck dying.
Right.
Maybe then would have been the time to do so.
Correct. Right. Or maybe, like fight against it and not do it at all. And I'm like, no, they all went straight to hell. There's no way. That's just unforgivable.
100%. Yeah, Wilson was just brash.
Yeah, complete. So was FDR.
Yeah, FDR. FDR. Most people don't realize wrote more executive orders than any other president by like 5-6 times. His I think it was either 37 or 3,800, just short of 4,000 executive orders.
What? Get out.
Yeah. Wild. And
did he sign them all by hand?
That we have.
Like
did he have an auto pen?
Quill?
Was there an auto pen at that point?
He should have.
Maybe he just put his thumbprint on them or something.
What the hell's a Delano?
Delano?
Delano Roosevelt? I don't know.
Delano?
It's a place in Wisconsin.
Yeah. Well, he probably went through the initial because he signed so many papers.
There's that song about it, The Farmer in the Delano.
Never heard it.
It's hard work.
Oh, it's a good song.
Oh, yeah.
Have you ever asked the question, where does cheese come from?
No, I've never asked that question. Why?
Start there.
It comes from milk.
Where does cheese come from?
Where does milk come from?
I've never asked where. I never asked where cheese came from. I kind of knew.
Anything that has.
It's kind of a rhetorical question, I suppose. But
well, when a man loves a woman and they have a cottage together.
A cabin in the woods, Marcus, or Ted Allen. A cabin in the woods.
That's where my cheese comes from. It comes from here in my heart.
You gotta go out and pull some titties.
I think the problem was Angela Lip had something hanging from her rearview window. Did you see that in the picture? Maybe why she got pulled over.
A fuck the police.
Yeah.
Could you imagine this poor lady? All of a sudden, the cops are at her door arresting her. She's like, "For what? Oh, lady, for all that fraud you committed in North Dakota." Fucking what?
She's like, "I don't even bank at Wells Fargo. What are you guys talking about? I don't have an account with those guys.
I've never even been to that state in my life. How do you get a better alibi?"
I've not been to that state. Has North Dakota balanced their budget? Are they the only state in America with a state bank that's doing well? Is that the problem?
Is it North Dakota?
I think so.
That don't surprise me. The Midwest doesn't usually have as many problems with the dips in the financing that the rest of the country does. Like even in 2008, in the Midwest, you didn't see near the collapses that you did everywhere else. They're much more. Well, one of the things.
Why do you think that is?
Well, it's because they're producers. The people
and it's a transportation hub too, I suppose. But
Wait, but it's mostly because they're producers. The biggest thing that they do there is produce things.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Farming, ranching, whatever. They're producing something. And that's the thing during an economic collapse. Even if the money goes to shit, if you're producing something of value, that's still going to hold its value comparative to other things.
Right.
Just like a bar of gold in 1950, you could have bought a house for it. Today, you can buy a house for a bar of gold. Money is the thing that gets fucked up, not actual goods. And so if you produce your own things of value, you're going to survive and do decent. Like Jim down there, the king of the fucking metal ingots.
I got some bronze.
Look at that. And you should see he got a whole pallet of that shit. That must have been fucking just cool as hell.
Where does he live? We'll be there.
Yeah.
Come on down.
But when you produce things of value and you have things of value to offer, then you're going to survive. If you don't produce anything and you're just somebody that's moving along and you were a customer service agent or one of these things that don't really matter, they're just niceties, you're in a lot of fucking trouble.
Right. You got to have some kind of skill somewhere, whether it be medical or even carpentry or something that you can help build or
making cookies.
Yeah,
exactly. Just like Odin Prism down here says, people always need things fixed. Learn a trade. What's up, Jason? Tell me. Tony Coriolis. We're working on doing new emojis specifically for TED Talks. We've been discussing. Unfortunately, a few of the ideas have been a little hot. You can imagine what kind of ideas we've come up with for Uncle Ted type emojis. Some of them are not necessarily YouTube friendly at this point, so we got to rethink.
I'm wondering how long it's going to take for them to publicly apologize for mistaken identity when they assassinate somebody with those swarm drones. Sorry, it was an accident.
They could do anything.
They identified them.
That's been my biggest fear when they start automating stuff like missiles with AI. It'd be like, whoa, we don't know what happened. The AI just nuked the city, or
it was 99% sure it was that city.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do about it. We're locked out. AI's like, there's a threat.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a great way to blame somebody for something who can never get in trouble, and then get away with whatever you want to do.
And I like how in the story they don't make a bigger deal out of. They said it was the AI and other investigative techniques, but also they don't offer what other proofs or any proofs of what happened. The other investigative techniques are, AI says it's this lady. No shit. Yeah. No shit. And
the
then
cops are so happy to be able to shut their brains off.
Yeah.
They're like, the computer is 99% accurate. Like, case closed. I don't have to do anything.
That's the last one that we watched. We watched where the video of the gentleman getting arrested and everything. The gentleman had a real ID. What they claim is the definitive. There's no questioning what it is. The dude has a real ID and it's like, no, this is who I am. And they're like, oh, so apparently you make the fake IDs too. And then at the police station, they're like, well, since we don't know who you are, what the fuck? What do you mean you don't know who I am? I've been fingerprinted. I got a real ID. Like, what do you mean?
The computers are never wrong.
It's comical. I mean, until they get sued for multi-million-dollar lawsuit that they have to pay.
Well, that'd be great.
Wait till the next story. The story coming up is even wilder. This shit doesn't get better.
Oh, brother.
Whenever Ted Steves gets back from taking Gomez out to do his business.
That dog
well, on that note, I'll be right back. Short break.
It's got Tedda's got to take some care of some business too. Jim already went and got.
See, I got to go too. I'm just kidding.
Jim already got his wood. He's good to go.
Firewood.
Oh yeah,
firewood. Firewood.
That's my bad.
But yeah, it just keeps coming. I'm happy to stack it up as long as I'm getting a good deal on some wood.
Yeah, that's where I sit, Odin Prism. I'm also I'm a mechanic. I got 2 mechanics degrees and I'm an electrician, so I'm sitting pretty much in the same spot. Like I've over the years learned the other things at least well enough to deal with them, plumbing and
you get into trouble.
And carpentry. My first attempts at carpentry were not good, but I'm not horrible now. Not gonna say I'm great, but not horrible.
And it's fun to make stuff. Whether you're good or not, it's fun.
Dude, my first building, I didn't realize that those cross fucking pieces, as an electrician, they just call them fire blocks. And so I'm like, well, I'm not worried about any fire in here. If it burns down, because it's just a storage building, I'm like, if it burns down, it burns down. And fucking, it had no stability because I didn't put those in, and the fucking all the boards warped and shit. It was horrible.
Are those Gerts, I think?
I don't know what they call them. I'm not
horizontal.
Yeah,
framing.
The in between the 2x4s.
Yeah, I didn't know that they were called Gerts either until just recently when I had to put some in.
You building a yurt?
No.
Are they McGurts?
Are they McGurts yurts? No.
Does the yurt have McGurts?
Does the yurt have McGurts? I know one does. One yurt's got McGurts.
Oh fuck!
Did you get the measurements right on that?
On yurt's McGurt?
And what is a girt?
What is a girt?
Is it a Geist girt? Like a utility kilt?
They're called kilts. Utility kilts, yeah.
Okay.
Not guy skirts. That's gay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that definitely.
What is a girt? I mean, what are you talking like in between?
It's like a horizontal board in a framing of a building.
Yeah.
I'm building an addition onto a shop building, and it's got studs that go up and down, and then it's got every 4 feet there's a girt that goes across that,
and it gives it structure from going this way from out.
They put it in for windows and stuff. It's called what's the one for windows? For a window?
The header?
That's a header.
Yeah, but it's similar to a header.
Yeah,
it's similar to a header.
Taking the pressure and distributing the pressure.
Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it doesn't. It's not load bearing, so it doesn't have to be like solid and thick. It's just structural.
Yeah, just keeps it from your boards from warping like mine did.
Just need to get a bunch of studs to stand around, and then you can install a horizontal girt, G-I-R-T.
So you got.
I should have asked when the firewood was here.
When I'm picturing the wall, down to the studs, you're gonna have one on the bottom, one on the top. Anyway.
Yeah.
Just for something for the 2x4s in between to fit onto, right?
Well, no, it's just a little piece like this. It's only like, what is it, 16 inches on center studs are, so it'd be like a 15 and 3/4 or something piece of wood. And you just
so you got to put
into the studs.
An additional one of those in between, like every 4
feet vertically.
Okay.
Yeah, it serves as a stiffener between the studs.
I didn't know that. I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Etta Volkinski, you'll begin to notice a lot of things now.
Now that you've had your TEDening.
Yes.
Your TED aperture has been opened.
Well, thank you. It's an honor. Really. Who'd have thought Ted Kaczynski and even crazy old man, what's his name? Charles Manson.
Oh, Manson's wild when you tell people the truth about Manson. You're like, hey, did you ever know that Sharon Tate's actual name is Sharon Polanski, and that her and her husband and all their friends were running a pedophilia ring, and that Roman Polanski's not even allowed in the United States because of it? And when they pretend like the innocent people that he got, that his group unalived, that those people were actually all people that the rest of us would probably also want unalived.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, as crazy and nutty as he was correct on a lot of stuff.
Well, the times that we get to hear him were after the fucking prison was loading that dude up with fucking massive fucking psych drugs and things like that. So I have to question, before he was put into the system, what did that dude sound like? Because I heard his speeches from when he first comes in and he looks like a fairly normal dude. Those speeches, those little talks, the couple interviews that he's allotted, those are wild. You're like,
really? I'd say I've never seen that.
He's really smart.
You're like, why does he make so much sense? This is disturbing. And then by the time he's been in there 20 years, the guy's mind is just completely gone. Gone.
Yeah. So get this. One time, me and Sean, we were playing around with this app. It's like a face identification app. It uses AI, of course. So it compares pictures and tells you if it's the same person or whatever. So we put in George W. Bush and we put in Charles Manson, and it went came up with a 93% match, which is like unheard of for two different people in this app. So like, it was funny, 93, which is sort of a magical number. And then also like they could be brothers. I mean, it was like a when he was younger Charles Manson picture and George Bush, but
like a brotherhood.
You never know.
They could.
We're all related.
They could be brothers, according to.
So then the question is are they all Aleister Crowley's descendants then?
It could be. Maybe he's like one of what's her name's aborted babies.
Barbara. Yeah, because I mean, Barbara supposedly, the way the story is that she's Crowley's grandkid or Crowley's kid.
Is that where they're going?
She keeps fetuses in jars and thinks it's funny. Yeah. I mean, what the fuck?
They want to spend
and made little future president Georgie carry that fucker home. Here's your dead brother. Handle him nicely. We got a spot for him at home.
On a shelf. Yep. Yeah. On the worship mantle.
You want to talk about some traumatizing, wild shit? Like,
what the hell are these people doing? Just no wonder they were burnt to crisps and hunted down throughout history. And I mean, come on. Yeah, it's undeniable. The behavior, the patterns are irrefutable. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And those
that's within that one thing. And that one thing, we're not allotted pattern recognition, and anybody that brings it up gets hit up by that group with computers that we just got done looking at.
And did you see that new law they're coming out with?
What?
What's that?
I sent it to you, Ted Beddington, on Teams. There's a new law that Trump has signed about if you are basically a dissident, okay, and you're against Christian values or traditional family,
saw that. No, finish explaining it, but now I remember what you're.
Yeah, no, but it's basically, I don't know if you want to send it to the other guys, but so if you are basically a dissident, okay, and they've got a little bit of what the left would like and a lot of what the right would like into this bill, then if you do this, then you're automatically put on the FBI watch list and they could come arrest you. I mean, this is insane.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Trump has decided they're going to put much greater emphasis on the enforcement of what they're calling domestic terrorists,
right,
or dissidents. That,
well, it's DV
show count.
DVEs are domestic violent extremists, and Trump has expanded onto the ridiculous list that the Biden administration came out with post January 6th, where at the time, like 75% of the country would have qualified as a DVE according to the Biden administration, and Trump has just expanded that massively, especially in the realms of speech directly regarding criticism of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and this is all just an expansion of the where they really started. This was the Patriot Act, where if you read that, the list that they said of possible potential domestic terrorists read like fucking Jeff Foxworthy skit. If you are missing a teeth, you might be a terrorist. If you have a beard, you might be a terrorist. If you have more than 3 days food in your house, you might be a terrorist.
My favorite from the original Foxworthy bit was, if you've ever been too drunk to fish. And I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah. You and me go fishing in the dark.
Which it is apparently a euphemism for mutual masturbation.
What?
Fishing in the dark.
What?
Apparently.
Well, no more of that.
Why are you trying to ruin fucking high school?
It's not called masturbation, you guys. It's fishing.
Us people that actually lived in the country, we did it with girls. That's why we all have kids when we're like fucking 14.
Well, yeah, no, that I mean with the girl, but yeah, baby, get ready. I know, dude. I know. Yeah.
This isn't the violent femmes and fucking, blister on your thumb.
The violent femmes were also straight as an arrow. They just sounded gay. But no.
But the blister on the sun is a
I know, but look up fishing in the dark. Look it up.
I will not. I refuse.
Fishing in the dark.
I've never heard of that before.
Really? The Nitty Gritty Dirt Band?
Never. Nope.
They were
big dark fishermen.
Huge in the 90s.
Oh, it was a great song. Absolutely. I'll put it on an AM Wake Up pre-show tunes playlist. I don't give a shit. It'll make a couple people mad, but fuck them. But yeah.
One time they called me and asked for a donation for the Fireman's Ball. I was young and patriotic and foolish at the time, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll support." And I only paid like $10 or $20. And then they sent me tickets, and the Fireman's Ball had fucking got Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, and from like 10 feet away, I got to watch Nitty Gritty Dirt Band for $20.
I once met Gordon Gano,
Heck yeah.
the lead singer of the Violent Femmes. It was like 15 and a half, and my parents went out of town, and my buddy's like, "Oh, there's a Violent Femmes concert tonight at the Roseland or one of those clubs in Portland." And so I stole the car that they left, and we both drove down there, and we bought tickets off a scalper.
Stole the car.
Hell yeah.
It was awesome. Then we were hanging out after the show and like around the back, and he comes out and smokes a cigarette, and we like ran up and we're like, "Hey, what's up? You're our favorite band." It was cool. It was a good time.
Well, I saw Metallica when they opened for Ozzy when Cliff Burton was still alive.
When it was actually Metallica before it was the cunts that took over.
Hell yeah.
Wait, what?
I said back when it was actually Metallica before somehow
Cliff Burton and Dave. He said they
not
had
true.
Cliff
Yes,
and Dave.
this was it was post Dave, unfortunately, but
okay.
Yeah, it was with Kirk, but Cliff Burton was still alive. It was their Master of Puppets when they opened for Ozzy.
All right.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, actually. I have to
That sounds like
admit.
a great
But
time.
now, when I look back, I'm like, Metallica sucks. Okay, Dave Mustaine is so far above them. Like, just how he just rocks that guitar. It's amazing. So, but whatever. It was meant to be because we were meant to have Megadeth. So, which is
And I just remembered it was La Luna was the club that I saw the Violent Femmes at.
Okay.
It was a nice little show.
Like 80 something in Hawthorne or that kind of area. Yeah, I remember.
La Luna.
A bunch of good shows there.
Yeah. Back in the 90s.
I met Lemmy Kilmister.
What's that?
I met Lemmy Kilmister from Motorhead.
Lemmy.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. When they were touring with
she used to have that as when
my avatar.
I've known Etta for quite some time, and back if you knew her before, she did at one point in time have her face on things, and then she had a picture of her and Lemmy.
Yeah. Was when Slayer was touring with them. Was Slayer, Motorhead, Psychosocial Group, Slipknot.
How impolite is it to ask Lemmy to hold his handlebars?
Didn't ask him that, but he was cool as shit. Very quiet, actually. You'd think that he'd be more, but you know what? I think he had
resting his
Parkinson's.
voice.
Yeah. Well, and I think he had Parkinson's real bad, but
shit.
he still was out there, doing what he loved, and I had to respect that. But yeah, no, he was really cool. We talked a little bit, and I remember also Anthrax was there. We met the bass player from Anthrax. He was cool.
The Sound of White Noise time period.
This was back in 2014.
That was way after Sound of White Noise.
Right. I mean, I don't think anybody had any new music, so, but that's okay because, I mean, their audience, I mean, it's all Gen X anyway, so we don't care about anything new, really. I don't.
That Anthrax, you have to purchase that through the mail.
We're Gen X. I'm not sure that
it comes free.
For not ever having cared about anything ever. We are the most unimpressed people in the world.
You guys feel impressed seeing pictures of the dark side of the moon?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's quite the little show that they had to renew the spell because too many people had fallen off on it, and they had to renew it. And fucking, you see all the fucking jackass NASA fanboys fucking losing their minds over some nonsense.
Dude, the entire freaking independent media is like eating itself over this, and it is absolutely wild to behold. I got shit because I put out a tweet that was like, imagine tying your identity to whether or not the moon landing is real.
Right.
What the fuck, dude? This is wild.
Did you guys see that one comedian with the red hair? I can't remember his name, but he was like, "And Artemis 2 took off to the moon, but I missed Artemis 1."
Yeah.
I was just thinking the same thing. I'm like, when did we have Artemis 1? When will we skip a number?
That's the clone, the twin.
So let's you want to throw up that Dorito story there, Steve? You guys aren't going to believe this one. This is bad.
Oh.
Nice.
Michael.
All right. Armed police handcuffed and searched a student at a high school in Baltimore County, Maryland. Well, that does make sense. This week after an AI-driven security system flagged the team's empty bag of chips as a possible firearm. Whoopsies. Baltimore County officials are now calling for a review of how Kenwood High uses the AI gun detection system and why the teen ended up in handcuffs despite school safety officials quickly determining there was no weapon. Well, they made me get on my knees, put my hands behind my back, and cuffed me, Kenwood student Taki Allen. Like the bag of, like, flavored chips?
Takis.
Yeah.
Did he have orange fingers?
All right. We caught you MSG handed.
Taki Allen, no relation.
Are you sure?
Taki Allen, no relation to Ted Allen. Describing what happened Monday evening when police arrived at the school while he was waiting with friends for a ride home after football practice.
This next line is the most important one, in my opinion.
Right. They searched me and figured out I had nothing. Then they went over to where I was standing and found a bag of chips on the floor.
So again, good old CNN misleading headline. This isn't even his fucking bag of chips. The guy was standing next to trash somebody else left on the ground, and they came and fucking hit him up for a gun for it.
Right?
Can you imagine if this kid got shot?
Well, yeah, it's easy to imagine.
This is terrible.
I mean,
he says the first thing I was wondering, was I about to die? Because they had a gun pointed at me. No shit. Saying about 8 cop cars pulled up to the school. Oh, he was holding a Doritos bag.
He was holding it. There you go.
2 hands and 1 finger out, and they said it looked like a gun.
So with your fingers out, always pinkies. Always pinkies
right?
out.
Right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Report a suspicious person with a weapon. Principal didn't immediately realize the alert had been canceled. We understand how upsetting this was for the individual that was searched, as well as the other students who witnessed the incident. We regret the incident and wish to convey our concern to the student, wider community affected by the events.
Not an apology, but convey our concern.
Nothing even close to an apology. While the object was later determined not to be a firearm, the process functioned as intended to prioritize safety and awareness through rapid human verification.
Yeah, I get these all the time too. They usually ask me to
I know it mistook an empty bag of chips for a gun. But it worked, right? I mean, we got that little blackie on the ground with a gun to his head.
Yeah, usually I'm just asked to identify stoplights, crosswalks, school buses, and now they're asking me to identify guns and Doritos chips bags, but I just keep clicking on the wrong images and I can't get through. Do you guys ever have that?
We should start a GoFundMe for Taki Allen and buy him a whole case of Doritos.
Right?
Poor guy.
Yeah. Doritos, so good that you come this close to dying for them.
My girl just
it was
asked,
because of his orange fingers.
My girl just asked if George Zimmerman trained the AI.
We could get Nickelback and Megan Thee Stallion to make an appearance at the school's prom.
Well played. Well played, ma'am.
Bring back Pickle Punk. Pickleback.
That's good stuff. What do you got here, Ted Allen?
A picture of the Dark Side of the Moon.
Oh, yes. That's true. Yeah.
So I saw that you had played a clip about a cube that was used to record Mary Poppins.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've lost the technology to create that lens that allows certain light through so they could recreate moon landing videos or motion images, pictures, Disney style.
Yeah, apparently there were 3 of them made. They don't know where they are, and what it did is it filmed the sodium light in a single band of light so they could diffuse it. And so if they put a particular chroma filter over parts of the sodium light that would wash out, but other things would be visible. It's why Mary Poppins's veil is transparent, and why you can see Dick Van Dyke throwing salt around, even though it's obviously like a fake screen and a face. He's still using real salt, and he's sitting there dancing with the penguins. Remember that?
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
So we're familiar with that. I saw on YouTube some AV guys. They cracked the code and they made that filter. So they actually, there's one that exists now. I think I might have sent you the video 6 months ago, Ted Allen.
Okay, we'll have to go back to 6 months.
I'll go check it out and find it.
So we're familiar with green screens where the background is green, but that green sometimes is a bit too bright. So they might use a blue screen for shooting night scenes so they can remove the blue. We're talking about a technology that allows it to be like a yellow. They light it up, the background would be yellow. And then they had this crystal cube that would shoot through it, and it would separate the color channels. So when they recompose the shot, you wouldn't have the clipping around that you'd see in those 1980s MTV music videos where they were, trying to remove the background, and then you see the clipping around the hair and around the transparent fabrics and things. But they had perfected that apparently. But we're talking about in terms of moon landing footage. Checkmate flat earthers is the hashtag people are using on social media, because we've gotten this footage apparently of the dark side of the moon, but yet they're still teasing us with a possible moon landing, which is going to happen next week or just 10 days from now or 2 weeks or something. They keep pushing back the landing of the moon. The best that we can do is fire a rocket around it and time it just right so it makes a figure eight, and then it comes back, it goes around the back, and then it slingshots itself back, and they got it all calculated. And this is brave and stunning scientific work.
Well, what's interesting is I don't recall ever hearing about the original, moon landing, supposedly that they had to go around the Earth first. I mean, from what I always heard, they just went directly to the, straight there. So
yeah, the theory of
those
gravity,
calculations were lost, Etta, and it's hurts. It's very painful and hurtful to put it back together.
Sure. So it's okay to have a sense of humor about everything except for NASA and science and the moon and the firmament and flat earth and all these things where, you guys don't trust the science. They sent a woman and a black man to space, and now you guys are so racist for discrediting all the important science that's going on, and also SpaceX is going public.
And misogynist. Where's the DEI? Where is the DEI?
They moved to Canada.
I'm being told that I am denying all of the accomplishments of white European Western man if I don't believe that the moon landing took place exactly the way they showed it on television in 1969.
Stanley Kubrick said so.
Hillbilly pirateer said over here.
We can ask Stanley Kubrick.
Right.
So are all you guys
they knew they got
flat earthers?
That's why they eventually had Buzz Aldrin come out and admit it. They knew they got busted in that. And eventually Buzz Aldrin came out and admitted it on late night TV, the things that everybody else had already rationalized their way through, like who the fuck could possibly have been there to fucking record the landing? Who could have who did they leave behind to fucking record it, and how did they get that shit home?
And if they had a lunar roving robot camera that was sending a feed that they could then record off of, why wouldn't you showcase that technology immediately before or after, saying, hey, look at this super killer robot that we made that's going to traverse the surface of the moon and record our brave, heroic astronauts as they make their historic first steps? Like, wouldn't you do that? Wouldn't that be like a huge brag?
Danger, right. Will Robinson. Danger.
I love that show. So is everybody flat earth or?
I would say skeptical of all the sciences, until they can reproduce it over and over and over again. And when NASA goes ahead and tells us that this is really real, guys, and all of the language used is so ambiguous that they leave holes for us to fill with our imagination. It's as if they want there to be a part of the population that is in denial of the moon landing, so then other people can go online and dunk on flat earthers and science deniers and people who masked or didn't mask. All of these things are now categories of, well, actually, according to my Reddit post here, which I will link to you guys to upvote and crowd think about.
I don't believe the mainstream story in any way. It's pretty much it's impossible. It's in the parts that you can't prove are completely wrong. They're insane. But do I know what shape it is? Fuck no, I don't. I do know, but then also I need to clarify that being able to go to the moon doesn't really have anything to do with our shape. So that the whether we have a closed atmosphere or an open atmosphere, which again doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But breaks scientific laws in favor of scientific theories, which they can't replicate because it's fucking science fiction nonsense. Being able to leave our atmosphere is a different argument than the Earth's shape. So I don't have a definitive answer on the Earth shape, but definitively I would say there is zero chance we can leave our atmosphere.
My preferred cosmology is Terry Pratchett's Discworld, where the Earth is a flat disc that spins around on the top of 4 elephants, who in turn stand on top of the great Atuin, the world turtle, as he swims through time and space.
You spin me right round,
baby,
right round.
In lieu of that, I'm more of a cosmic egg than that flat or ball kind of thing.
That's what I'm saying. I'm a cosmic egg guy 100%. But do I know what shape exactly the yolk is? Do I know?
Right. No.
No.
Obloid, spheroid, oblong.
None of us are able to leave. Here's the whole thing. If you believe we can't go above the atmosphere, then you can't get perspective on the Earth, so you can't definitively know. Like, if you're telling me you definitively know, then I know you're wrong, because we can't leave the fucking atmosphere, so you can't tell.
Well, I have a testimony that, because I was near Cape Canaveral, right? And it was like 3 a.m. I was outside just looking up at the sky, and I saw this huge, looked like a meteorite, huge fireball coming in. And I'm like, holy shit. And I didn't have my phone. I was going to run in and get it. And I'm just looking at this thing. It was enormous, this big fireball coming in. And then all of a sudden it kind of dissipated. So I thought it was a meteorite. Then I saw like a blue light. And I just realized that it was the exhaust of some kind of, one of our spaceships, I guess.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. They never announced that they were coming, that they made a space trip. Okay. So I was not expecting to see that. It was 3 a.m. and this thing, I swear to God, it came in and I was like, whoa. And I'm watching and watching. It was like at least 2 to 3 minutes of a huge fireball. Then all of a sudden it dissipated. And then I saw that a round blue looking like, like when you're the blue part of a flame. And it started. Yeah. So, I know we can go however far up in the atmosphere that would cause when they re-enter a huge flame. I saw it with my own eyes. And we were near Cape Canaveral. Okay. But again, they did not announce it on the news. This was not something that was known to people, as far as I knew, that they did. So I don't know. Are you guys aware of NASA doing, these flights out into space without telling people?
Well, there's private space flights, SpaceX and Blue Origin.
Well, and so the atmosphere goes up much higher than what people imagine. You know, it just gets very thin. Like a lot of people, when they talk about the fucking space station that's floating around, the space station's high enough that the downward
re-entry,
well, that the downward pull isn't so great on it, and it can stay up there, but it's not in
space,
no atmosphere situation. It's still inside the atmosphere. So I don't think that we can go where there's no atmosphere, because I practice actual science, and in actual science, in a pressurized vapor system, if you take the top off it, all the fucking pressure will release, especially if the area around it is a lower pressure than that, it will equalize. It's a fucking law of science. And so everything on Earth, all the vapor, what we call air, would disappear and get sucked out into space until it equalizes. After the atmospheric pressure was relieved from the Earth because all the vapor got taken off, then all the water, all the different liquids would now vaporize because there's no pressure keeping them as a liquid. People think it's actually more atmospheric pressure that stabilizes vapors into liquids than it is temperature. The two kind of counter each other. Like,
right.
Yeah,
well, you would need one for the other. I would imagine, right?
Yeah, they kind of work against each other. Like if a cylinder, like a propane cylinder, gets hot, it will gain more pressure because it will cause some more to gas off. But then the more pressure that it has, the harder it is for the liquid to vaporize off. So it stops it from vaporizing more. So the two kind of fight against each other, but
or balance each other out.
Right. Or balance each other out. Exactly. If you took away the vapor, the atmospheric pressure, the liquid will immediately vaporize until that pressure is back. So if you've got to equalize that with the entirety of space, that would never happen. So all the liquid on Earth would go and vaporize off and disappear also.
What's your take on Jupiter? Because they say Jupiter's a gas planet. I mean, is that even possible? I don't even know. You know what I mean? Like, does the sun have a core?
A lot of bovine flatulence on that planet.
Well, they say that at the center of the sun is a void, a black hole, and you can see it occasionally, which is a weird concept. I don't think we have that much of an idea. I do understand.
What if it's the exit of a wormhole?
And it could be. We don't know. Like, you know, my buddy Luke, who was in the chat earlier, his cosmology that he's put together, we actually live, and it makes a fucking ton of sense. We actually live inside a black hole, and that's what the firmament is holding back. We're like that bubble inside there that appears, and we're just sitting there floating in that bubble. And actually, there's other scientists that I've even heard speculate that we live inside of a black hole, and that's all the material sucks into that, and super interesting.
What's your take on what do they call it? Black. It's supposed to be this invisible web that kind of keeps the universe.
Dark matter?
Dark matter, thank you.
Dark matter, I think, is kind of their